Hey, War Pugs. Well, after I checked out Pancreas Network's video on the Lyran Confederacy, this request popped up almost immediately. And this pertains to the Atlas itself. This is done by the the Black Pants Legion. So, you guys have recommended me that as a source of information. A very highly recommended source for anything Battletech, and here we are. This is Battletech slash Mechwarrior lore, the Atlas. So we're going to jump into this, learn about the Atlas mech, and yeah, we will learn why the Lyrans seem to love these things so much. Let's get into it. Pew pew. Pew pew.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Hey folks, Tex of the Black Pants Legion.
Hello, Tex.
And it's time to talk Battletech. In this series, I will be exploring Battletech as a setting, talking about the lore, the wars, the people, and most importantly, the mechs. In the setting of Battletech, sooner or later, you're going to see an Atlas. Probably because it's the very definition of an assault mech. It's
Okay.
big. It's scary. It even has a fucking spooky skull face. I mean, what's not to love? At 100 tons even, and spouting enough armor and weaponry to crush most mechs head on or underfoot. The Atlas is an iconic representation of the assault mech class. Intimidating, bold, and angry.
Okay.
The Atlas was originally designed under specifications from none other than Alexander Kerensky himself in 2755.
Now, I actually know that name, and I don't know quite why not I know that name. But I've heard that name before.
Probably in a bid to ensure that the Star League Defense Force maintained absolute military superiority over untrustworthy and fickle member states. Perhaps Kerensky saw the future coming, with the constant arms race of the Inner Sphere hastening its demise, and thus wanted to guarantee that any rebellious notions were quashed upon seeing the full might of the SLDF. Kerensky's specifications are somewhat poetic, though in truth practical as the man was himself. Kerensky was directly quoted to say that he wanted a mech as powerful as possible, as impenetrable as possible, and as ugly and foreboding as conceivable, so that fear itself will be our ally.
Well, Conrad Kurskald, I love the fact that Yo Mama is written on the mech. That just makes me pleased. That pleases me to no end. To know that that insult remains that far into the future. Despite everything else that changes, the your mom response is always a classic.
Perhaps not the words to share with the general public.
Nah.
However, it's just the right choice of words for dedicated engineers who turn the mighty forges of war from the Ameris Civil War to Operation Exodus, through the Succession Wars, the Clan Invasion, and the Fedcom Civil War, from Solaris 7 to the Battle of Luthien. The Atlas has stood its ground and pounded flat all opposition.
Hooray.
Built by Defiance Industries, Independent Weaponry, Robinson Standard Battle Works, and Yori Mech Works, there is no shortage of the Atlas. Merely enough for whatever the hell you need one for. If you can afford it, that is.
And the
Oftentimes,
Lyrans
the
can.
Atlas is just the perfect weapon system for the job. That job slowly entails steamrolling a planet's defenses flat, comfortably seated in the confines of your Death's Head cockpit. That's quite reasonable for 9.6 million C-bills on the open market. Now,
Yeah. Maybe you know a guy that can swing you a deal.
to the technical details. Because of the widespread production of the Atlas and the sheer longevity and popularity of its design, it becomes very difficult to say with any certainty what a standard Atlas is, as almost everyone is a unique individual as its pilot. Oftentimes an Atlas will be handed down, as they have a tendency to outlive their commanders, each in turn adding to, modifying, or fine-tuning the death machine for yet another generation of classy, stompy robot mayhem.
Now that thing got its ass beat.
The standard Atlas, if you can call that such a thing, is the AS-7D, a mech built around commonly available standard technologies to ensure relatively common availability of spare parts, upgrades, and ammunition.
Okay.
The AS-7D has 19 tons of Duralex heavy special armor, 20 single-stack heat sinks, a Defiance Mech Hunter AC-20 autocannon, 4 Defiance B3M medium lasers, a Thunderstroke SRM-6 launcher, a Farfire Maxi Rack LRM-20, and enough ammunition to keep it running for a fun-filled evening of carnage. The Atlas is built around combat survival.
Now, the question for me, the something I don't know, is I've seen AC5, AC2, Ultra AC. I don't know what those terms mean. I definitely don't know what AC20 is.
Ability at its core, keeping in mind a philosophy of redundancy. The Atlas's weapon systems are bracketed for all ranges, assuming you will want to close with and stomp your opponent. That is, after showing them their weapons are useless against you.
Because
LRMs
if you can't talk shit, what's the point?
for long range, medium lasers for intermediate range, the SRMs and autocannon for short range, and mighty battle fists for Mechwarrior fisticuffs. If anything runs out of ammunition, there are energy-based systems. If nothing else works, there are mighty fists to pummel an opponent to dirt. In between, there is armor. Truly, the Atlas lives up to its principal design considerations: assault. As previously stated, there are so many variants and versions of the Atlas that it's fairly impossible to figure out the base models, as each is often as unique as the pilot that drives it, the unit that bought it, or where it was discovered. There are variants as command mechs, there are variants built by successor houses like the Kurita-built AS-7K. There's even a Clan-Tech patchwork retrofit popular among certain mercenary units, in particular the AS-7D, parentheses C, which puts Clan-Tech ballistic and missile weapons alongside Inner Sphere energy weapons.
Okay.
This doesn't even begin to get into the unique one-offs built by warlords, mercenary lords, and Solaris pilots. And further, the Atlas has spawned another mech, which was a subversion or enhanced version of the original, the Atlas II, which was technically an exclusive variant to the Starleague Defense Forces Royal Regiments.
Ooh.
Nearly forgotten by the clan invasion, only one was spotted during the 3052 Battle of Tukiyid. Which mech do you want to see next? What part of this universe shall I dive into?
Oh.
I'll let you decide down in the comments. This channel is entirely brought to you by viewers like you, so keep that in mind. Upvoting, subscribing, hell, even throwing some money into the change jar that is my Patreon. You're only encouraging this shit. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.
Okay. So that was a brief overview, and I mean a brief overview, but an information-packed one on the Atlas itself. So, the Atlas is not one of my favorite mechs in Battletech, and it shows just how everybody loves the Mad Cat. That is relatively new to Battletech. You get your own favorite ones later. I like the Hunchback. Hunchback is always a personal favorite. But the Atlas was never one of my big top 10. I always found it really fun on Mechwarrior Online to snipe the pilot of an Axis in a light mech, in a scout mech. That was always fun to me. But then again, I have no morals and no scruples when it comes to gaming. I play League after all. Guys, if you enjoyed this, if you want to see more, if you want to show me your favorite mech, put it in the description down below. Or come home to the Discord, link in the description down below, and request it for yourself. I'd be happy to take a look at anything. As far as this goes, though, I'm going to head out from here. Using this knowledge, I will go forward and headshot more mechs in Mechwarrior Online if I ever reinstall the game. Until then, guys, just don't play ever in anything called a fire starter, and I will be your friend. The second you get in a fire starter, you are a dick. Because I hate fire starter mechs. And I delight in watching them pop. But that's neither here nor there. Somebody put the fire starter lore down there. I want to see that. I'll catch you guys next time. It's hot in here. I just started talking about fire starters, and it's hot in here.